offer constructive criticism because there are certain things that he can do better, specifically reaching across party lines. There are so many Democrats who want to work with him to try and help bridge the divide. Americans are so frustrated right now with both parties just not working together. That's why Congress has such record low approval ratings. So if there's one thing I'd like to see him do is to maybe give us a chance to work with them. We helped him get that temporary spending deal passed and avoided that first government shutdown. Let's keep trucking.
Okay, so Mark, by that advice, it would make sense for Democrats to say, look, I don't mind President Trump so much. I'm willing to work with him. Would that be an effective campaign strategy rather than the scorched earth, elect me and I'll go help impeach him?
It would, but the problem is that all Democrats are doing is saying they want to work with the president. And when it comes to actually voting with the president, Joe Donnelly, Claire McCaskill, and a number of other Democrats across the country are just voting no, voting against tax cuts, voting against the things that are putting more money in people's pockets, record number of job openings, and historically low unemployment. And those are the messages, and that's why the president came to Indiana last night. And I'll tell you, I was at the rally with him, and there were not only thousands of people in that gymnasium. There were thousands of people lined up along the streets for miles to just wave at the motorcade and see him drive by. There's a lot of energy out here in the Midwest, and Democrats, I think, are looking at a very long November when it comes to certain elections here, especially in the Midwest.
Well, there's a lot of time between now and then, and we all know that a lot can happen in that time. Robin, what would your advice be for the Donnelly campaign specifically? When you look at what happened last night, you know, would you say, if they're going to say you haven't helped the president at all, I mean, would you say to him maybe now is time to reach across the aisle and have him campaign in that way in that state?
My advice, not just to him, but to all Democrats, is to basically let's move past resistance. That's not getting anywhere. We need a coherent message of what we are offering as a good alternative, not just resisting this president. He's the president. It's a fact. He's president of us all. How can we work together? Americans want us to. That's how Donald Trump got elected in the first place, because he was the anti-candidate. So we have to accept that fact, see where we can work with him, and just see where what we have to do that can offer what we can offer better.
Mark, I mean, there are corners for Democrats where that resist is working. I mean, if you look at, for example, you know, Bernie Sanders was, went so much further than anyone thought, got so much more support than anyone thought. Why is that not the right strategy if you're a Democrat? I mean, how would you advise them if you were trying to help their campaign?
Well, right now it seems like the Democrats are focusing on their base on the left and the lefter coasts, and that's just not resonating, especially here in the Midwest and Indiana, where I am and where I'm from. And that's the reason why you have so many senators, particularly like Claire McCaskill, Joe Donnelly, Tester, and others that are facing serious uphill climbs, because their opponents will be able to talk about the results that have been achieved by the president. Mm-hmm. They will be able to talk about how they want to be a partner with the president. And so far, to Robin's point, all we've seen so far is resistance from the Democrats.
Robin, in all honesty, inside a campaign, a lot of people say that they don't like the president's style, and they'll say, I hate the tweeting. I wish he would stop. It's so mean. It doesn't set the right example for my children. Even Chuck Schumer mocking him back with the hashtag #BeBest. On the other hand, it does seem like it's worked. So in all honesty, has he changed the way that presidents and people campaigning for office comport themselves going forward?
You bet. He turned the entire thing on its head. It's what Americans wanted. We need to recognize and accept that. He's a 71-year-old man. It's not like he's going to change the leopard's not going to change his spots. It's working for him. We just have to figure out our message, what we can do as Democrats, and how we might be able to work with him like we did on the temporary spending bill.
Mark,
we just need to be invited to the table.
Yeah, is it about the style, or is it about the substance and the results underneath and how frustrating?